Let's turn our attention now to our main conversation today. We're talking politics. The crisis in the People's Democratic Party may not be over soon with the development in Cross River State, where the party elected new zonal officers at a zonal congress to pilot the affairs of the party in the region. The congress held in Calabar was attended by delegates from across the South-South region and other prominent party members, including Minister of FCT Nwanosike, party officials and security agencies. The newly elected zonal chairman, Dan Obi, promised to work tirelessly to strengthen the party's structures and mobilize support across the region.
I've once again shown that they have confidence in my leadership of the zone. I want to thank them. I want to say I'm indeed very pleased to be re-elected as National Vice Chairman South-South. By the mere instruction of the Federal High Court, Abuja, we've gone ahead to conduct this Congress, and you have seen for yourself. We had members of the BOT, we had former governors, we had members of the National Assembly, we have all the states well represented at this Congress. I want to thank the people of the South-South for their overwhelming support for the success of this Congress.
Well, everything looked good at that Congress until we got a quick reaction from the People's Democratic Party dismissing claims that it conducted its South-South Zonal Congress, saying that the gathering in Calabar was not an official event of the party. The National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Debo Ologunagba, said, quote, PDP states in clear terms that it has not conducted its South-South Zonal Congress. Neither is it in any way involved in the said gathering in Calabar, end quote. He explained that the party had officially postponed the Congress to allow for broader consultations. The party's spokesman asked members and stakeholders to disregard any event claiming to be its zonal Congress. So what does this mean for the crisis within the party and its chances ahead the big one in 2027? Joining me on the show today is PDP chieftain Sam Nwanosike. He joins me live from our Abuja studio. Thanks for joining us on the program this evening. The PDP National Working Committee has disowned that South-South Zonal Congress of the party that held in Calabar. It says the exercise was not an official event of the party. What does this say about the legitimacy of that Congress?
First of all, thank you very much for having me in your show. And I think we have long stated this before the entire Nigerians, that our political party has a constitution. And the constitution of the political party is the grand norm of which we carry out our day-to-day activity as an organization. And our political party, as stated by NEC when they met last year, cleared the zonal congresses, elective congresses, to hold as explained in these dates. And it's very interesting to even see that the same spokesperson of the PDP who claimed that they have postponed the Congress is maybe probably not aware that the letter they wrote to INEC postponing the Congress was received today, the 25th day of February, by INEC, which event has occurred on the 21st, and INEC was there in person. They supervised the process as requested by law, and if NEC has given dates for zonal congresses, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, South-South, and all the congresses are going ahead. And people believe that they are very busy with their own private activities. The Congress, as enshrined in our Constitution, will go ahead because all that is required is 1/3 delegates to form the quorum as enshrined in our Constitution. And let it be known to the entire world that there is nowhere in our Constitution that the National Working Committee will be the one to conduct our zonal congresses. Zonal congresses, as enshrined in our Constitution, is conducted by the zonal leadership, which is led by the vice chairman of the zone, which is Dan Obi. That's what our Constitution says.
So I'm just wondering, Mr. Nwanosike,
that is making the round
allow me to jump in very quickly. Is it possible that you are underestimating the powers of the National Working Committee? Because in a statement issued yesterday by the party's National Publicity Secretary, The NWC stated that that gathering in Calabar was not the party's event, but a social gathering. It's saying that it's backed by the same party constitution you are quoting to make such decisions.
First of all, National Working Committee cannot go against the constitution of the party. There are different organs that decide issues of our party. The NEC has met, and for you to change that date, you will need to constitute another NEC. You understand? Now, having said so, the same National Working Committee that is being spoken, that the said spokesperson is speaking on his behalf, have written INEC, wrote a letter to INEC on the 20th of February, seeking to stop a convention that was already on motion. Don't forget, this elective Congress is a process, not an event. First of all, as established and enshrined in our Constitution, there's going to be a meeting calling for zoning of offices, which has happened previously before this Congress that is to hold in Calabar. And don't forget, the National Working Committee itself wrote to INEC, telling INEC that Calabar is the venue of the Congress, and that is the date of the Congress, the date we conducted the Congress. And INEC approved and sent their persons as enshrined by our Constitution to monitor the Congress. And that Congress was well attended, well organized, hitch-free. All processes as enshrined in our Constitution were duly followed. And those that will pilot the affairs of our zone in the next 4 years has emerged. And so when somebody wants to take a baby that has been born by a woman to forcefully put the baby into the woman's womb, you know what will happen to that baby.
The narrative, Mr. Nwanosike, the narrative is a little bit different on the other side. There are lawyers who are making reference now to Section 29 and 31 of the PDP Constitution that empowers the NWC to conduct, postpone, or cancel zonal congresses, and to also stand in the stead of NEC to make this happen. You don't agree with your party's constitution in that regard?
There is no such thing. No, people want to interpret our constitution based on what they want to achieve. The People's Democratic Constitution, it is there. If you have a copy, please go through the sections, relevant sections. You will find out clearly for zonal congresses, it is the zone that carry on. It's not the first time we're having zonal congresses. All the zonal congresses that happen in other zones were not conducted by the National Working Committee. Every member of National Working Committee has their own zone where they come from. The national chairman of our party has a zone where he comes from. The national chairman is busy on that day of Congress. He's carrying on with his own zonal Congress. And he has done his own bit by informing INEC. That is where his power ends. And from there, the zone has taken over the activities. And that's what's in our constitution. So I don't know what any lawyer is.
I have actually gone through that constitution myself, Mr. Nwanosike. Section 29, subsection 2B, actually empowers the National Working Committee to, in case of emergency, act on behalf of the National Executive Committee subject to the ratification of NEC. Section 31 2C states that... As if in agreeing with you, as if not conceding.
Yes. You wrote INEC a letter. You have a copy of the letter. It's making rounds. They are the ones even making posts of the letter. You had INEC. You wrote INEC on your own and gave a date for Congress. Then the Congress is to hold on the 21st. You are writing another letter on the 20th asking that the Congress be put off. And INEC received the letter on the 25th of February, 4 days after the Congress has held.
Now, so, INEC is even another party entirely. No. Just a minute, Mr. I just want to follow up what you have said. You know, we have enough time to talk about this. You have mentioned INEC. INEC is a third party. According to Mr. Ologbontiyan, the NWC at its meeting on February 20th postponed the Congress to allow further consultation on critical issues, which is, Mr. Ologbontiyan, which is considered an exercise of its powers backed by the party's constitution. The question is, why hold a Congress that has been duly postponed by your party's National Working Committee? It has nothing to do with INEC. It's an internal correspondence, right?
Our National Working Committee did not postpone any... Hold on, sir. Our National Working Committee did not postpone any Congress. First of all, you can check the letter they said they wrote to INEC postponing the Congress. Who signed as secretary of the party? Check the letter. And when you see the issues we have in court and what Supreme Court has said, there is a stay every action pertaining the office of the secretary of our national secretariat should wait until Supreme Court decides. So who is deceiving who? They know that the Congress have held and the matter has been concluded. They came too late. What we are discussing now, moving forward, is the National Convention, which is going to happen sometime later this year. But if it is for South People's Democratic Elective Congress, it has followed all due process, it has held, and winners have emerged. And we have written also to the secretary of the party, which is Samuel Ayaun, and that is where we are today.
All right.
So anybody who originally, so let me finish. Anybody who originally planned to move or create a new date for South Elective Congress would have done that earlier. So they came too late. They came too late. And INEC is aware that they came too late. And you, speaking to me, you are aware that they came too late. Because their letter was received by INEC on the 25th of February.
Hold your thought for a minute. We saw some intervention from the court as well. And we'll be talking about that shortly after this break. Stay with us, everyone. PDP chieftain Samuel Nwanosike joins me live from our Abuja studio to discuss the controversies rocking the PDP South-South Zonal Congress. Mr. Nwanosike, thanks for staying the course on the program. A Rivers State High Court ruling prior to that Congress restrained the PDP and Dan Obi from conducting the Congress. Can you clarify for us the current status of these court cases and how you think they affect the legitimacy of the Calabar Congress?
You are aware that on that morning, we got a federal high court agreed with us that the Congress should go ahead and all parties should be put on notice and matter was moved to March. Now, as soon as they saw that Justice Omotosho has issued that ruling, they went into shopping as they used to do in Port Harcourt. You know, Port Harcourt High Court, Port Harcourt state courts are now easy to get whatever order you want as long as a particular man is involved and interested. So as far as we are concerned, the Rivers State High Court has nothing to do with our zonal convention and zonal congresses. Because activities, we are talking about activities monitored from the center. And if a federal high court who has the jurisdiction has given us a go-ahead and it was given on that same day and in the afternoon of that day, another court is coming. All right. Well, it is their business. For us, we will be before Omotosho in March to continue the issue, which they are the one that went to try to stop us from that Congress, knowing that that is the actual court. So the court in Port Harcourt has no issue or no business to what happened in Calabar. Right. And can't stop that convention. It
is a huge allegation you are making about manipulation and interference with the court. I hope you have enough proof and evidence to back that up. But you wonder, in reality, why there seems to be some measure of desperation with the court rulings and counter injunctions. But the FCT minister has said the Calabar Congress was the final zonal congress of the South-South zone and that no other zonal congress will be held in the zone. How do you respond to concerns this stance will further worsen the crisis within your party?
First of all, the FCT minister, Nwanosike, was correct by saying that, yes, this Congress has gone through all laid down rules and regulations in accordance with the constitution of the party, an agreement with a competent court order to say that the Congress should go ahead. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves is, what is the desperation for those who don't come from our zone? Why are they in a hurry to abandon their own zone, which is weak? Because PDP is weak in those zones. I talk about a zone where PDP is very strong. Nigerians are aware that PDP is strong in the South-South. And we don't intend to lower our guards as People's Democratic Party in the South-South. And so as far as we are concerned, we are aware of the shenanigans that is playing and what people are doing to satisfy their paymasters. But what we know as a people, our party is done now. We need to come together to build a strong, formidable force. and get ready to face an electorate which would want to secure confidence in our party. You don't just say you want to go into an election and somebody will just come in from outside the country where he doesn't stay and will just say, oh, I want to run election. This is my political party. Whenever I come, they must give me the ticket of the party. PDP has gone beyond that. The People's Democratic Party, as we speak today,
yes,
we have faced a lot of crisis, but I can assure you, we'll build this party, starting from our strong zone, the South-South, and continue to build until we come to a position when we can tell Nigerians, yes, as a political party, we are ready to seek your mandate.
I hear you, Mr. Nwanosike.
The People's Democratic Party is undergoing reconstruction and rebirth.
You just acknowledged that your party is down and it needs restructuring, reconstruction. How do you build a party with so much division? You just held a Congress and the National Working Committee, in fact, the PDP, is saying that it doesn't recognize the Congress.
The National Working Committee cannot rewrite our constitution. I don't want to join issues with the statements making rounds in social media, but we are aware that some persons try to manipulate our electoral guidelines and our PDP constitution to be able to seize an office. But it has failed. It has failed because the truth is clear. The truth is clear. Our constitution is the grand norm of our political party as an organization. And every individual, including our national chairman, the conscience of the party, the BOT, we members of the party, we must obey the constitution of our party. You don't disobey the constitution of a party or try to read other meanings in the constitution of the party because it is not favoring you today. Then when it's favoring you tomorrow, you try to want to agree. That is not what it is. And that is not the democracy we should practice in this country. We are saying, as People's Democratic Party, that PDP, as led by NEC, has said zonal congresses should be held on a particular date. Nobody told us not to hold our zonal congresses until we started the process in Benin.
All right.
Today, we have a brand new ESCO led by Danobi that have been re-elected for 4 years. So we plead with them to please stop running around the circle.
I wonder,
let's
Mr.
Nwanosike, for the national convention.
I wonder who these them are, who these individuals you consider the clog in the wheel of the party's unity are, because a name stands out. We saw, for instance, all the immediate past zonal officers who were elected 4 years ago in Port Harcourt, re-elected during the Calabar Congress. How do you react to those who say this was just a ploy to consolidate former Governor Wike's influence in the PDP? Who are these other people that you're talking about?
Well, first of all, Nigerians are aware of those people who claim that they own PDP, even when they abandoned PDP in 2014 to go in the name of NPDP to form the current day APC. And because they thought when they get to the new APC, they will be able to get the ticket to become the president they have wished to be. And when they got to the APC, they didn't get that ticket. So they believe that PDP will be on the hold. They will come back and continue whatever they want to do. Those are the people tearing our party apart. Those are the same set of people that jettisoned the zoning system in our party, in our constitution, and decided to keep both the chairmanship of the party and the presidential candidates in their zone, and calling us from the South-South and the South-East that we are nothing. But the Constitution of Nigeria says we are equal before the law. All Nigerians are equal. And in this democracy that we speak today, nobody can claim that he owns People's Democratic Party. The party is there for us to build from our ward, our unit, our ward, our state, and our zones, and the nation at large. If you are ready to work together with others, you come and put your hands together and build a formidable force and stop wasting your time, because those eras are gone. People's Democratic Party has a constitution. It has nothing to do with an individual. It has nothing to do with the national chairman. Once that constitution stands, every other force will come loyal to the constitution.
The former Rivers State governor is a major stakeholder in this administration. is a minister of the Federal Capital Territory under an APC-led administration. You know, the other sides are saying it is in its interest that the PDP remains divided, and that perhaps it need to extend an olive branch to prove them otherwise. That is in PDP for real. How do you react to that?
First of all, it's not correct. Before the Minister of FCT decided to join forces and work for the nation Nigeria, people were consulted. The BOT was consulted. The National Working Committee was consulted. Proper written to. The zonal was consulted. The state chapter was consulted. And when people make statements as if this is the first time people from other political parties are coming to join the government at the center to work in the development of our nation, what do we even want as a people? Is it the political party that we want, or we want to grow this nation, Nigeria, or we want those who can deliver service to us? Nwanosike has proven to Nigerians that he has the capacity to work for this nation. So, coming to say that he's the one creating the crisis is a lie from the pit of hell. The only problem and crime Nwanosike has committed is that he said we want to rebuild Nigeria, and he wants to join forces with the current administration led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to build a formidable nation. It is not a crime. What about those who have been making statements supporting the other political party leadership at their various levels? For instance, our BOT chairman is on tape where he is supporting the Labour Party government in his state, Abia State. Heaven did fall. That is the truth. What about others that have made statements in supporting whoever and whatever they think they believe? Because Nwanosike followed due process, he understands the running of a political party. And he knows that a day like this will come. And that's why he took his time to ask for permission and approval before he took this office.
One thing is certain.
For Nigerians. Let them come and contradict him that he did not take permission from the party.
All right.
And what has he done to amount to the fact that he's the one that rather, he is the one that is saying that things should be done properly in the political party.
I hear you.
Because we are members of the People's Democratic Party and we are going nowhere. Nobody will take away PDP from us or take us out of PDP.
We have to go now.
We have paid our dues.
Mr. Nwanosike,
we stand with our party.
There are concerns about how the leadership crisis has impacted the PDP, including in the lost governorship seat in Edo State. And there are some who say there is no headway for the party if it doesn't unite itself following this development. We'll see how all of this play out in the coming days. Thank you so much for speaking with us, PDP chieftain Samuel Nwanosike.
Before I go, please, I would like you to correct the impression. PDP lost the election in Edo State because of the sitting governor then, Obaseki.
All right.
You cannot go to such a battle with a divided house. He decided to go to the farm to go and fetch woods infested with ants and brought it to his house.
It is exactly the same thing I would say, Mr. Nwanosike, that if the party doesn't come together, that there are no bright chances of it moving ahead from these challenges. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and thank you everyone for being a part of the show. The thoughts of our guest are independently his and do not necessarily represent that of TVC News. That's our show today, everyone. Thanks for being a part of it. We're back tomorrow by 6 p.m. Remember, you can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.